Washington, D.C., March 2025. A bombshell report released by the D.C. Board of Ethics and Government Accountability, or BEGA, has found a D.C. Public Schools Instructional Superintendent guilty of violating the district personnel manual on multiple counts, confirming years of allegations of unchecked power and corruption within the Bowser administration. DCPS has 9 instructional superintendents who oversee education in clusters of more than 10 schools each. It's been alleged since 2020 the several instructional superintendents are profiting from their ties to a DC contractor Relay Graduate School of Education, known as Relay. This conviction and allegation raises serious questions about whether the conflict of interest influenced the instructional superintendent's evaluations and compensation decisions for principals, teachers, and staff. It's no secret, there are more than just one instructional superintendent compensated by Relay, stated Marlon Ray, former DCPS Director, Strategy and Logistics. He filed a 2020 whistleblower complaint and bluntly revealed that the Bowser administration has fostered a deeply entrenched culture of fear, retaliation, and corruption that has run rampant for far too long. Instructional superintendents, who wield significant control over school resources and leadership, are shamelessly profiting from a program they are responsible for overseeing, a flagrant misuse of their power and position. At the center of this controversy is Relay. Mayor Bowser mandated Relay's harmful and rigid culture component practices upon elementary schools in disadvantaged DC communities, predominantly east of the river, while exempting students in more affluent, predominantly white areas. This has raised serious concerns about disparate treatment practices by the mayor. Furthermore, leading national education experts have vehemently condemned Relay program as authoritarian and a pathway to the school-to-prison pipeline. Former United States Assistant Secretary of Education wrote, "The Relay no-excess pedagogy would never be acceptable to middle-class parents of any race. They should not be trained like dogs. Why is this harsh treatment reserved for low-income black children?" The DC BEGA findings have also brought to light allegations of IS retaliation and termination of principals and other school administrators, who all opposed Relay practices verbally and through whistleblower status. In 2020, several principals and administrators faced negative repercussions, including termination, for expressing concerns about Relay. The ongoing complaint involves Boone Elementary School's former principal and former director of strategy and logistics, who met with city council member, spoke with DCPS leadership, and actually informed the mayor in person at a COVID-19 testing site, where she swiftly walked away after stating she would speak to Louis Farabee, DCPS chancellor. Adding to these concerns is the troubling inaction of DC oversight agencies, who have reportedly failed to adequately investigate these alleged wrongdoings. This lack of accountability further fuels concerns about potential bias toward whistleblowers and raises questions about the effectiveness of oversight mechanisms within the district government. Damning evidence implicates multiple DCPS instructional superintendents in collusion with the Relay Graduate School of Education. A Relay promotional brochure showcases these officials as Relay coaches, while a 2020 whistleblower complaint alleged related improprieties. Even a DCPS parents' inquiry about these suspicious ties during a 2020 Zoom meeting was dismissively denied by district leadership. Outraged critics demand a comprehensive, independent investigation to expose the full breadth of this rampant corruption and hold all culpable parties accountable. DC residents are deeply skeptical that the DC City Council, under the leadership of Chairman Phil Mendelson, will not hold the mayor and DCPS accountable. Previous efforts to demand accountability have amounted to little more than slaps on the wrist, enabling DCPS to swiftly revert to its standard operating procedures. 4 key questions remain unanswered. 1. What financial gains did instructional superintendents receive from Relay? 2. How did the dual roles impact principal and school staff outcomes, including Relay's expansion? 3. What will prevent future conflicts? And 4. Did DCPS knowingly cover up ethical violations after being alerted back in 2020? Are they complicit in a cover-up? Taxpayers in DC deserve to know their money is being spent with the utmost care and honesty. Turning a blind eye to this ethical breach will only deepen the public's distrust and undermine the credibility of the district's schools. Enraged school stakeholders demand that Congress immediately launch a far-reaching probe into the Bowser administration's pervasive corruption. The overwhelming evidence irrefutably shows that rampant corruption is ravaging the district, which glaringly lacks the necessary oversight capabilities to monitor the mayor's actions and hold her fully accountable.